Oh boy. And we are back. How are you guys doing? It's your good friend Chad Marco here again with another episode of the Nightwalk Vlog. I gotta say, I'm feeling real good. I'm feeling very accomplished. I just finished a new song, The Sickness. I just uploaded. People are already digging it. So I'm happy to give the people what they want and what they deserve. Let me be quiet before I wake up my neighbors. Man, I'm feeling better and better because the weather is starting to change to my liking. It's starting to warm up. The last episode I did, I was freezing. I could not wait to get back in the house. You guys don't realize how miserable I was. It was worse than when it was snowing. It was fucking miserable out there, man. I'm trying to stop saying I keep saying I can't wait till summertime. I can't wait till summertime. But that's I don't like that. Then you're not appreciating the now. You're not appreciating the moment. You're not appreciating where you at. So now I say I'm looking forward to summertime. I'm looking forward to it. Yesterday was probably the first day in a long time where I could just walk outside during the day with shorts on and a t-shirt and not be cold. I'm looking forward to it, to say the least. Even tonight, it's cold enough to where I gotta wear a jacket, but it's not miserably cold. I feel like I can finally just walk and just chill at night again. But this episode, what the hell was I gonna talk about? Oh yeah, so I wanted to talk about buying hoes, buying prostitutes, hookers, sex workers, whatever you want to call it. I was on R9K and I saw a thread that was basically asking virgins, why don't you just see a hooker? Why don't you just go to a sex worker? And I was going to post in the thread because I see threads like that all the time. I was like, you know what? That's actually a wonderful subject to talk about on the Nightwalk vlog. Since I had just got done talking about life as a virgin. So it's a nice connecting episode to talk about, well, if you're a virgin, why not just buy a pussy? So I'm going to talk about why I would never buy pussy. Why I would never buy sex, period. So I have a mantra, a motto, so to speak, right? And it's sex that has to be paid for has no value. Sex that has to be paid for has no value. That's my motto. And so what do I mean by that? Now, of course, that's absolutely wrong because people are paying for sex, so it has value. But I'm saying it in terms of me, it's a personal thing. If I have to pay for sex, it has no value. So let me just give you an example of what I'm talking about, right? So let's say you got a friend and you call your friend up and you hey man, you want to come over and play Super Smash Bros. Melee? And he's like, yeah, cool, but give me $200. What would you say to that motherfucker? You'd be like, nigga, you don't get the fuck out of here with that bullshit. You hang up so damn quick. If you call a friend and say, hey, let's go watch a movie. He's like, all right, give me $300. I go with you. What would you say to that motherfucker? He's like, man, you don't get your bitch ass. Ain't give me no $300 to go see no movie, nigga. So that's basically how I feel in regards to paying a woman for sex. I'm not about to give you no money to fuck. To me, it's as absurd as paying a friend to hang out, to watch a movie or to do something, right? Now, of course, just hanging out with your homies or whatever, You might front the bill for something like, oh man, I'll buy your ticket, or man, you can get some of the pizza I bought, like little shit like that. But it's never like, hey, all right, I'll come over, just give me $100 to hang out with you. That's ludicrous. And so when I think about when I think about paying a woman for sex, for her company, to me, it's the same thing as that. I don't see sex as something worth paying for. The same way I don't see friendship as something worth paying for. It has to be genuine or it doesn't matter to me. It's not real to me. And that's why I say sex that has to be paid for has no value. Friendship that has to be bought has no value. And so that's one of the main reasons why I would not want to pay for sex. And another thing is, and it's kind of pertaining to the same line of thinking, but if I'm gonna have sex with somebody, I want them to be with me just as much as I want to be with them. Like, maybe it doesn't have to be 50-50, but I don't want to have sex with somebody who doesn't want to have sex with me. The same way I don't want to hang out with somebody who doesn't want to hang out with me. If you don't like me, that's cool. If you don't want to be around me, that's cool. I don't give a fuck. But I look at sex the same way. If you don't want to fuck me, then I don't want to fuck. It's just the way I am. If you don't want to be around me, I don't want to be around you. You don't want to fuck me, I don't want to fuck you. It's not something that I'm about to pay for. I'm not going to pay somebody to pretend that they want to be around me. You either do or you don't. And I know some guys, they look at it like, well, she's just providing a service. Like, I'm paying for the service. But I can't look at it that way. I can't just look at a female and say, you're just a hoe. You know, I can't reduce a human being down to you're just a hoe that I can fuck and everything else is irrelevant. No, I can't look at it like that. I want the full experience. I want to be with somebody who wants to be with me. And I want to make it abundantly clear too. I don't have anything against guys like paying for pussy. Like don't get me wrong. I'm not saying you shouldn't do it. I'm not saying guys shouldn't buy pussy, right? Because I do feel like it's certain advantages to it, right? Because for one, let's keep it real. For some guys, they so ugly, they're so unattractive, they're so broke, they don't have game. They would never fuck an attractive woman, like a 8 or a 9 or a 10. Some guys, they could never get that just based on who they are and how they look. They couldn't. It's a dream that would never be realized for these guys. And so by paying for it, you're able to have an experience that would otherwise not be available to you. Some guys would never know what it's like to suck on some big ass titties, like some big ass, like triple E, triple G versus Canelo titties, bro. They'll never have that experience because they're not attractive enough. So, and some guys, like, they'll never have that experience of fucking a big fat ass girl without paying for it. It's just the way that it is. So I understand it from that perspective. Like, man, I don't care about she don't like me or it's not genuine. I just want to have the experience. I get that. I'm not against that. I'm just saying, for me, it's not that important to where, what the fuck is that? Oh, I thought, for me, it's not that important to where I would actually like pay for it. You know, if I can't get it like naturally, then I don't want to pay for it either. And then on top of that, the other aspect to it is, and I know you guys have heard this before, but you hear about guys who say, I'm not paying her to fuck, I'm paying her to leave. And this is something that you'll see that celebrity guys say a lot, right? Because they're like they got to deal with different things in regards to how they manage women, right? Because of their status and whatnot, an average woman might fuck with them, but then like spread their dirty laundry around, like, oh, his dick small or some shit like that. But with a professional, they already know what it is. Like, okay, I'm gonna just pay for it, and then we fuck, and she just gets the fuck out of my face, like just straight up like that. And so I understand it from that perspective too. Like when you at a certain level, it's actually more convenient to pay for it than to try to do it the normal way, like dating and whatnot. So again, I'm not saying that I'm against it. I'm just saying that me personally, I wouldn't do it. And there's another aspect to it too, though. And the other aspect to it is this. When you look at it from a game perspective, right? When guys talk about, oh, he got game or the dating game, it's a game. So me, I'm not gonna say I'm a competitive person, but I'm competitive. Like if we're playing a game, I want to win. Naturally, if we're playing Street Fighter, if we're racing, if we wrestling, whatever the fuck we doing, if it's a game, I want to win. And so my mentality and understanding that dating is a game, I want to win. So let's just break this down real quick, right? So what is the game between men and women? I've been thinking about this shit, and it's complicated, but you can break it down, like you can simplify it. And so you got to look at it like this. What do women want and what do men want? How do you break that down? What is victory for a man and what is victory for a woman? So what I realize is this. Ultimately, the game that's played between men and women, men want the most amount of sex for the least amount of investment. And for women, their game is to get the most amount of investment for the least the most amount of investment while giving the least amount of sex. That's how the game is played. So when you look at marriage and you look at childbirth, marriage and childbirth are like touchdowns for women. Women love that shit because when she marries you, she's entitled to a portion of your wealth, and it also gives her a lot of power in the relationship. When she has your kid, it's a similar thing. She's entitled to a portion of your wealth, and it gives her power in the relationship because she owns something that's of high value to you, your child. So when you look at prostitution and you compare it, it's basically, it's a lot of parallels between marriage and relationships and the way women play that game and prostitution. Because when you look at it, prostitution is just marriage and relationships in a compressed form. You see what I'm saying? So look at the scheme that women run with marriage and divorce, right? I'm gonna fuck with this guy. I'm gonna pretend I love him. I'm gonna pretend to be a submissive housewife. I'm gonna do all this shit. But once I get that ring, I'm gonna switch up. After a couple years, I'm gonna divorce him. I get a payout. That's how women, that's the game that they play. But in order to get that payout, they got to give some sex. They can't get a ring and a baby without giving up some pussy. You gotta fuck. And so when you look at prostitution, prostitution is just the compressed version of marriage and the relationship game that women play to get resources. It's the same thing, but with all the bullshit cut out. It's like, hey, instead of me gaming you for a year or 2 or 3 to get a baby out of you, to get money out of you, to get a ring out of you, just give me $200 right now and I'll fuck you. So when you look at it, when you buy prostitutes, you're losing the game because you're entering an exchange that primarily benefits her. And some guy, like, you could look at this like it's a petty way of looking at it, but it's just the way that it is, bro. Like, when you really break it down, prostitution is just a compressed version. It's the simplified, short version of the marriage divorce scheme. It's the same shit. It's just, instead of 3 hours, instead of 3 years and a lot of fucking and a lot of money, it's 1 hour and 1 fuck and some money. But it's the same thing. And so now that I understand the game, naturally I want to win. And when you're buying prostitutes, you're losing the game. Now, like I said earlier, at a certain level, it's almost better to just deal with prostitutes than to deal with average women. I understand that, but you still technically losing the game, you know. But that's a loss, I guess. You can just say fuck it. That's why they say it's not tricking if you got it. If you just got money to throw away, then it's almost better to just fucking lose the game and save your time and your energy and shit like that. But I ain't got it like that. Most guys ain't got it like that. Let's keep it a buck. 90% of men don't have it like that. When you buying prostitutes, you're losing the game. Instead of going through the whole fake relationship, divorce, marriage, and all that shit, you just get everything over with in 1 hour. Just give me the $200 and I'll fuck you. God damn. And it's getting even worse now because these dudes now, they not even buying the pussy. Like, they paying the look. Like, with this whole OnlyFans shit, oh, that's the next level. And what I realized too is that buying porn and OnlyFans and all that shit is tricking. It's still tricking. Just like buying it's just as much of a trick. You just as much of a trick for buying porn and paying prostitutes as you would be if you actually like bought a real life hooker to fucking real life. And it's even worse because you're paying money and not even fucking. So that's off the table too. But still, I just want to reiterate, I'm not against it. I'm not shaming guys for, I get it. For me, it's a personal thing. It's a matter of principle because my whole thing has always been, I don't want to be around people who don't want to be around me. And when it's all said and done, if you got to pay a woman to have sex with you, more than likely she don't want to be with you. She don't want to be around you. I'm telling you, even these sex workers, these girls selling pussy, these strippers, most of these women, it's a dude out there that's fucking for free. I guarantee you, it's a dude out there that's fucking for free. Because you got to think about the female mindset. The way women think, it all goes back to alpha fucks, beta bucks. If you're the alpha that I'm attracted to, you can fuck for free because I like you. Your sex is equal to the sex you're providing me is equal to the sex I'm providing you, so you don't have to pay. Beta bucks, because she's not attracted to you. She don't like you, but she like resources, and it's nothing to just fuck you and get something out of you. So if you paying, more than likely she don't like you. And if you don't like me, I'm not giving you shit. I'm not about to give you no fucking money. I don't want to be around you. Yeah, I mean, look, if you don't like me, cool, but I ain't about to just pay you to be around. That's ridiculous. But that's pretty much all I got to say on that subject. I need to stop walking around the hood at night. Oh, man. I hope you guys enjoyed that short video. And I'll return with more Night Walk later. Peace.